What is culture?
So, culture is a complex system which involves knowledge, morals, beliefs, custom, so etc.
What is the basic characteristics of culture?
Sir, it should be transmitted, it should be shared by the members of society, and it is continually changing.
Pattern of learned behavior. With culture, always remember this point. And we are also studying human being about their behavior in the society, not as an individual person, how they behave in group, in society. That is most important for us. And from that angle only, we discuss all these things. And culture is that type of things where it provides the or from the society or from the culture, people learn. And that learning is continuous. And society also observed about this learning behavior. And from time changes, it is also changes. That is necessary. If it is static, there will be no development. So always remember this point. Culture is a continuously changing learned behavior and transmitted among the members of the society and shared among the members. These are the main point in case of culture. And in culture, there are different concepts. It is a very broad term, culture. It is not that culture means dance, song, all these type of things. There are so many things. We are bound by our culture. We can do so many things, but we can't cross the limit. We never cross culture. Unknowingly, even if you are in another society, another community, or in a distant place, still you are controlled by culture because you are learned by that. It is a learning behavior from your culture, and it is transmitted from other members to you, and from you, other members of the society, they will also get. Now, some other concept we will discuss here, which is important for extension education, for working with the people. And here, just we will discuss about the concept because individually concept is a big chapter. So what is this? If we know at least, then you can do a lot. Last class, we discussed about the culture, and today we'll discuss some other points or concepts which are included under culture. First of all, in case of culture, it is a very broad term and it is an organized thing. And here there are three main components. One is cultural trait, cultural complex, cultural pattern. These are three main elements in case of culture, based on which the culture is organized in a society. What is cultural trait? It is the smallest unit of culture. We can't break those things. This is the smallest one. That means it is the independent. And since it is independent, it is always smallest. And suppose in case of physics, if we break down a material, finally what we will get from small piece to medium piece, then again small one. In this way, if we break down all these things, then we will get, finally, what we will get?
The smallest unit.
Yes. What are those?
Atom.
Atoms.
Atoms.
Then, can we break down atom to some other parts? Before
Electrons.
atom?
Sorry,
Protons.
protons, electrons, and neutrons.
Yes. Can we break down those? These are the smallest. Like that, the cultural trait, this is the smallest part of the culture. That means culture is a complex thing, and so many things are there, material and non-material, and grouped together we mention it as culture. And this organized culture is actually started from cultural trait, the smallest unit of culture. Can you give any example on this? Here also, there are two types of traits, cultural traits. One is material traits, another is non-material traits. In case of material traits, you can mention so many things. In our day-to-day life, in our culture, we use so many material things. Suppose hand hoe, the glass, all this type of thing. Can we break down those things to another material directly? This is the last unit, functional unit. If we break down, then nothing will happen. So this is the material cultural trait, the smallest unit. And culture to culture, those things are also different. Even the, suppose, hoe, community basis, the design style, all these things of the hoe is different. Even from that, we can mention that he is from that culture. Another one is cultural complex. This is the second point. A group of related cultural traits. That means in case of physics, what will be? If it is suppose neutron, proton like that, then what is this? A group of related cultural traits.
Atom.
Atom. It is the smallest one, individual, and here all those related cultural traits. There are so many cultural traits in the society. Only those are related. Suppose in case of farming activities, there are different types of cultural traits, even material as well as non-material. And those things, if grouped together, then it is called as cultural complex. But it is not that material and non-material will group together. In case of cultural trait or in case of complex, from our society, our culture, Assamese culture, can you cite one example related with farming? Give one example about cultural complex. Do you know Bihu?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Three types of Bihu. In case of Kati Bihu, what is the main activities? Mainly farmers are concerned about to offer diya or saki in the crop field. Is not it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And in case of this practice, can we break down these things?
No, sir.
We can break down because when we will do these things, one is diya or saki. What is the exact English word of diya?
Art and lamp.
I don't know. And that is another problem in case of translation of some concept. When we will mention a saki or diya like that, our feelings will be different, is not it? And if it is earth and lamp, feelings will be different. The farmers they offer diya, so diya is one unit because the diya it is also used for another prayer, all these type of things. So it is cultural trait. Then the dress of that particular person, gamusa, dhuti, all these things. Individually, these are different, but for this purpose, all these things are clubbed, all these cultural trait. Gamusa is a cultural trait, dhuti is a cultural trait, and all these things clubbed together when they offer diya in paddy field during Kati Bihu. So this is cultural complex. We can break down those things, or it is a group of related cultural traits. Related cultural traits. In case of the practice, these things are related. We need diya, we need a particular dress, with dhuti, gamusa, all these type of things. So these are related, but individually these are different. And cultural complex is this. These are material complex, cultural complex. Can you mention any non-material cultural complex?
Touching the elder's feet.
That is cultural trait. This is part of cultural trait because this is the smallest unit. And in case of cultural complex, there are some religious activities where some related cultural traits are grouped together. Suppose in case of a marriage, what are the different or main function in case of a marriage of Hindu communities of a particular society, suppose Assamese society? There are so many independent activities performed during the wedding, is not it?
Yes, sir.
Start from ring ceremony, jurun, all these things. Nowadays, some other things are also included as a changing pattern. These are, what is this? One is Sangeet, or is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Then coloring jakara,
Mehendi.
mehendi, another activities. You see, these are actually not a part of Assamese culture in case of Hindu religion. But from other culture, these are coming. And it is possible because the members of the society, they share these things. And with time, these are changing. Is it clear to you? Then cultural pattern. It is a group of cultural complex, means larger part. This is one cultural complex. Suppose this Sangeet, because under Sangeet there are so many activities. Under Mehendi, so many activities. And all those things, Sangeet, Mehendi, ring ceremony, Jorun, reception, everything. When we combine all these things, then it is called as cultural complex. Any question? Just remember the physical properties of elements. From that, you can easily remember these things. Lowest one is cultural trait. We can break these things. Then cultural complex, group of cultural trait. Then cultural pattern, group of cultural complex. And these three things are the main elements for organization of culture. Try to find out example of each one. Then only you can understand these things. Another concept is subculture. The word indicates that it is a part of culture, subculture. Here, entire members of the society, they do not follow that particular culture, but a group of people, they follow these things, the values and norms that are distinct from those held by the majority. These values and norms, even within a society, in a culture, some group, they maintain a different types of values and norms. Another group, they maintain another types of values and norms, all these type of things. But all are in the same culture. Can you give any example? Different values and norms followed by member of a same culture. And it is always observed in case of wider society. When society is small, all are together. When it is big, there is a breakdown. So values and norms are different. You see, in case of religion also, of a particular community. Suppose all are from Hindu religion and they maintain all those main culture of that religion, but still we observe that within the community, within these people, some people believes one type of things, another group of people, they follow another things. Some are maintaining the Vedic norms, rituals. Some are only one God. In some cases, so many activities. In case of Assamese society also, or Assamese culture also, we can observe this type of things, is not it?
Yes, sir.
And this is the subculture. Though we are from the same culture, but we follow some distinct norms and values, which is not followed by the other parts of the community. And it is observable when the society is wider. In a small society, suppose in a village or this type of things, people are more tightly related, closely associated. So their norms, values are same. But in a city, that relationship lose all these type of things. And because of that, so many different values and norms are followed. Even in case of your marriage, you will not observe mehendi, sangeet, all these type of activities in village areas. But in city, town areas, some people follow those things. And this is subculture. Ethnocentrism. Have you heard about this term?
No,
Very
sir.
dangerous. Very dangerous, just like atom bomb. And it is the concept. Actually, most of the social conflict is arise only because of ethnocentrism. Here, the main thing is that a particular person, he has a tendency to consider his own culture of high value and superior to all other culture. According to him, my religion, my culture is the best one, yours is the worst. And after that, the other party also mentioned the same thing. Then there will be a conflict. And if you observe the social conflict, then finally you will get these things. That it is originated only because of ethnocentrism, only superiority and inferiority, nothing else. Yes or no? Every people, they generally believe that his culture is the best one and try to dominate. But other people also think in the same way, and from that social conflict arises. So when the ethnocentrism is in a larger extent in a society, then the society is not stable. It is very difficult to control all these type of things. We have to sense the behavior of the people. And this ethnocentrism, it is developed because of particular habit, and during that habit, our culture taught us that this is the best one. We should do these things regularly. If you do these things, nobody can affect. Because of some food, have you heard that some people of particular culture or community, they proudly mention about their food? It is the best food. No oil, no spice, nothing else. This is the best one for health. Then another group will mention, no, our is the best. And Assamese people, he will tell about masor tengaranja, khayoisa. These are some special dishes. And always those people, they feel proud on those things. Like people of Bangladesh, Poddar Ilis. From that, they mention that our food is the superior one. And these are ethnocentrism. Even in case of food, you may love a particular food, but in your family, other people dislike. It is happened. It is not that when you love it, that other will also love it or like it. In case of aromatic plant, the pudina smell is very good, but there are so many people that dislike it. Then what you will tell? It is good or bad? Are you sleeping?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Then what is this? HIDAL, or even you can use O. What is this? Anybody from Manipur, Kasar, Karimganj, Hailakandi? It is a one type of fermented fish, the most popular food among the people of Manipur and Barak Valley. But smell is different. For them, it is a very good smell, and for me, it is a very bad smell. But it is tasty, and it has so many medicinal value, particularly anti-malarial activity. Since because of the smell or other things, one culture they like it, but other culture they dislike it. And if those person have the ethnocentrism, then he will even insult them because of this. And all these things happen because he don't know behind these things. Nobody will take any bet. There are something special. Because of that, they use it. And we don't know those things. And that ignorance develop the innocent. One practice is there when we purify our home or religious place, all these type of things. We spray cow dung water. Is not it? For our culture, cow dung water is one of the most valuable religious thing. If someone spraying this, then it will be purified. Once what happened, in a particular village, a British citizen, he came and he observed that a woman, she was spraying cow dung water in the compound of her house. And then the British citizen, he thought, what a dirty thing she is doing. Cow dung water spraying everywhere. And he later discussed this, he mentioned these things with his senior, that I observed this type of things, very dirty practice they are following. We are really gentlemen, our practice are very good. Then that senior British person, him told that you are not correct. Do you know what is the value of cow dung water? It has the antibacterial activities. And because of that, they spray these things. And this is the purification. It is a good practice. And that ignorance about the practice, that leads to ethnocentrism. For one person, for women, it is the most important thing. It purified the entire family. And for other person who observe these things, it is a dirty activities. So it is because of ethnocentrism. To extreme position, you will observe. And from that, so many conflicts arises. And because of that, when you will work with the people, whether in agricultural sector or any other sector, ultimately you have to work with people, even your colleague. Don't show ethnocentrism. Nobody accepts these things. We have to control ethnocentrism. And once the ethnocentrism is eliminated from our society, almost 99% problem will solve. Social problem. All these things are because of ethnocentrism. So they care about this thing. Lack of understanding of the entire environment, already mentioned these things. This arranged marriage. Here, what happened in case of arranged marriage, which is most prominent in our culture, the system is that the bride and groom sometimes only got the information that your marriage is fixed on this day. And accordingly, they will do. And everything is arranged by the family. And this system, if it is a bad one, then there will be lots of problems arising. But it is not like that. When it is arranged, the family member, they will verify so many things. And because of that, this arranged marriage is more permanent than your love marriage, all these type of things. And now even Western country, they also thinking about this. But it is not easily possible because of habit. But it is not that arranged marriage is the best one, love marriage is not. If we think in that way, then that will be the ethnocentrism. And all these things are occur because our society, our culture taught us in this way. This is good, this is bad. So we also follow in the same way. This is bad, this is good. And if these things are reduced, then the ethnocentrism will also reduce. And now it is observed that in modern society, cosmopolitan society, that ethnocentrism is less, but in some cases, some point, it is still exists, not eliminated. Even in a cosmopolitan society, you will observe ethnocentrism.